Two of the biggest stories in the national news, public health and school shootings, are the focus of action locally.
This is a possibility it could happen.
We know that there is a threat.
Bullets and bioterror. See the training local authorities are getting to make sure they are prepared.
We wanted to create an opportunity for them to get out of the situation immediately.
Pause for a cause. This Irving event raises awareness about domestic violence and the link with family pets.
I didn't want that. I want something better for myself.
He really made a choice to make a difference.
We have the inspiring story of a man who turned his life around and now makes something you may find delicious. Plus, the event to promote safer driving, where older residents are learning about social media, plus all the fun at Chipotle's Cultivate Festival. This is City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. The big stories nationally are also big at home. Local first responders are working to make sure they are prepared. We have coverage of two emergency drills. One involves a school shooting, another a bioterrorism attack. Both took place at Northlake College. Most people know this space as the Northlake College Gym. But this day, it's a pod.
What a pod is, or point of dispensing, is during any type of public health emergency where we would have to get either shots or medication to the general public in Irving in a short amount of time.
We are ready to bring the community in.
The city of Irving teamed up with Dallas County and Northlake College to practice getting medicine out.
Whether it's be a flu pandemic, active terrorism with anthrax, or any other type of public health emergency.
Yes, you'll take the form with you.
Volunteers signed up to get the fake medicine, in this case, candy. Some of them felt especially motivated to be here.
I think we all are concerned at some level about the bioterrorism, but I'm an instructor, so it kind of helps me to be able to go back and talk to my students about being prepared.
My son is a Boy Scout, and we're trying to actually take care of some Boy Scout emergency preparedness requirements.
I'm here with a group of students from the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and we started a new group called the Student Outbreak Response Team. And so we're trying to figure out ways we can get involved and see what's going on in the community.
They go through the line and up to tables to get their medicine.
You don't have any health issues. I'm going to prescribe this doxycycline.
And just as would happen in a real situation, some are sent for further screening.
How old is the child that has a seizure?
17.
I am the physician for the drill. And anybody that's not medically cleared just off the bat, they come over, a physician would actually get their medical history and then prescribe whatever's needed for their treatment.
In addition to all those volunteering to receive the medicine in this drill, there are also a lot of volunteers working here. It takes a lot of coordination.
I'm a screener dispenser.
IT and communications.
And I'm crowd control.
They could be called to work at a pod in an actual emergency.
If you are a volunteer and you work this, then you and your family, if there ever is an emergency, you are first to get medicine. So if there's a problem with running out of medicine, you and your family are covered.
We would supply the medication to all city staff and their families. That way they can come work this to give it to the general public. So people that usually work these, they get their medications first. That way they're not worried about, getting sick or anything like that. That way they can get it out to the general public.
This exercise is meant to not only provide practice, but also educate people who see it.
The awareness of knowing that this is a possibility it could happen.
We know that there is a threat.
Pods like this one were used for real back in 2009 to help stop the spread of H1N1.
The Medical Reserve Corps was there to assist the Public Health Department in vaccinating a large number of the general public.
This is ridiculous! Another minute has passed by!
To make this drill as authentic as possible, there was a rowdy resident.
All this paperwork. We need our medicine right away.
And a medical emergency in line. The actor did so well, there was momentary confusion about whether it was a real seizure.
All right, guys, go back, guys. Go back. Go back, please.
Turns out it was an act, just one part of this point of dispensing exercise. And earlier this year,
we did an active shooter scenario, so a gunman on the campus that came through and opened up fire on a building here.
Just like that we've been seeing kind of all throughout the country here in the recent past and not so recent past is an active shooter mass casualty incident.
I'm a volunteer. I just got shot. I have a gunshot wound.
When we were there and we heard the gunshots, then I was like, whoa, because I don't think I've ever heard one. So, and everybody was screaming.
We weren't allowed to catch every stage of this drill because police want some parts to be confidential.
Without giving any trade secrets away, we teach the officers they need to set up a casualty collection point. We need to find the wounded that are the most critical. Are they viable or are they not viable?
You got an officer
Okay.
with you.
You have an officer with you escorting you out.
Anytime when you have this many moving parts, obviously our first and utmost responsibility is going to be safety. Safety of the officers, safety of the actors.
If you have a shooter on campus, instead of going about haphazardly, we know exactly what to do. So that probably would lead to lesser chaos.
At both this mass shooting and the point of dispensing exercise, people involved told us there is room to improve on the response, but they expected that.
You don't want to be the first time to learn about your mistakes on a live incident. We'd rather come here, set up a training scenario, and learn from our mistakes in training.
Not everything works all the time, so we get to practice and recover from those errors as well.
If you go through these drills and stuff, you kind of get in the routine and everything, so it just makes those things go a little bit better.
That pod system you saw practice would not likely be used if Ebola were to spread locally. That's because there is no vaccine or mass treatment available at this point. But the illness is still getting attention.
Everybody's taking this very seriously.
At its most recent work session, the Irving City Council got an update on local preparations. The Office of Emergency Management explained the city's role in responding, and the fire chief answered questions about the supplies in place.
We've got all the necessary equipment as dictated by our UT Southwest Medical Control, but we have gone above and beyond and ordered additional equipment to hook up to our face pieces of our Scots. It's an adapter with N95 capabilities, which will filter out the Ebola virus or any poisonous gases.
A reminder that you can always catch public meetings you may have missed at ictn.tv, then click ICTN On Demand. Some Irving teens heard a powerful message about the dangers of texting while driving.
It was highway patrol telling them that my 22-year-old daughter wasn't going to come home that night.
Kathy Bond shared the story of how a trucker reading a text ran into her daughter, killing her. That presentation was just one part of the Teen Driver Safety Fair hosted by AAA Texas at the Lively Point Youth Center in Irving. There were also a couple of simulators to show the teens how typing or even reading a text can affect their attention.
Right there, read that right there.
Oh, it's jaywalking! I can't handle it.
Some think they can actually do it. Obviously, some do better than others, but most always have big problems. And interestingly enough, the results that we see here very much simulate a drunk driver.
Drunken driving was also a focus. The Irving Police Department's DWI unit let teens try on goggles that simulate the effect of drinking. You could see that people who tried sobriety tests did not do so well. Safe driving around 18-wheelers was among the other topics. Gotta watch those blind spots. AAA Texas says car crashes are the #1 killer of teens in the United States. Irving police are getting more state money to enforce traffic safety laws. The department received a TxDOT grant for more than $167,000. It will be used to help reduce the number of alcohol and speed-related crashes. The grant is called Selective Traffic Enforcement, or STEP. Last year, the grant money was used to help Irving officers write 8,700 speeding tickets, more than 1,000 seatbelt violations, and make 136 DWI arrests. Irving police were also among those participating in the Purple Paw Project. The program draws attention to a problem some abused women face: what to do with a beloved family pet. City Source reporter Tony Cornett has that story.
A gorgeous fall day at Irving's Lively Park, a chance for fun with friends, family, and pets. But today's good time here at Brighter Tomorrow's Purple Paw Project event belies the hard reality of why this event even exists. With the National Domestic Violence Hotline reporting that domestic abuse will touch the lives of 1 of every 4 women, awareness and protection are top of mind, and it's not just about the women.
Absolutely. Pets bring such a comfort to people. They can be such a healing to the person who's going through trauma.
Smith says about half of abused women will remain in a bad situation because they fear for the well-being of their pets. And the pets themselves are 10 times more likely to suffer abuse. Something needed to be done.
We wanted to create an opportunity for them to get out of the situation immediately. So now, because of this event, we have a crate on site, and we're able to take women in immediately as soon as they call the hotline.
I had a victim last year that had 8 Yorkies and wouldn't leave unless she could take all 8 of them with her. So that was, I think, my first run-in with, like, okay, she's serious. She won't leave unless we find somewhere to put her dog.
Last week alone, I actually saw at least 3 different victims of family violence that were concerned about leaving their household because they have pets that they don't want to leave behind.
So while the second year of this event goes on in the background, let's explain exactly what Purple Paw Project means. Purple is the nationally recognized color of domestic violence. Paw, obviously, because it's a tie-in to pets, and Project, because unfortunately it is an ongoing problem to be solved.
We do a lot of community education, as well as working with victims who come in through the police department to have a case filed, to make sure that they're aware of what's out there and help them when they do decide to make that decision to get into places like Brighter Tomorrows and other shelters that we work with.
A shelter is probably sometimes their only option if they don't have family or friends that they can turn to. Other times they're looking to move out of state. And so boarding that pet becomes a huge financial burden.
This event to support the Purple Paw Project offers up a scavenger hunt, pet costume contest, a kid barking contest.
Ready, go!
And vendors of all kinds. A special treat is Irving Police Officer Ray Carmack and his canine officer buddy, Igo, a highly trained Belgian Malinois. And of course, the food. In-N-Out's burger truck was definitely in with everyone as the free burgers flew out. Not surprising, some here to support this event know people and pets who've been in abusive situations.
My purpose here is to help Brighter Tomorrows raise money. So we're here to make everybody aware that it is difficult if you was to have a pet and you was in a situation to the point where you could not leave your abuser, and you would not be able to leave your dog behind or your cat. I know some people, they treat their pets like if they were their own children.
So this money will go towards helping them get their shots, get them groomed, their medicine, crate them, get them fostered, get them food. Just everything that you would need to take care of your pet at home is what we're going to provide for them when they come into the shelter.
It can be a challenge to create an event with annual staying power, but with lives in the balance, human and pet, it looks like the Purple Paw Project is here to stay.
We're already planning for next year.
Tony Cornett for City Source.
Moving on to other news, a first-time festival in Las Colinas brought out some hungry crowds. Many of them went to Chipotle's Cultivate Festival for the food, and they left with some lessons too. This is Chipotle's Cultivate Festival on Irving's Lake Carolyn.
We love it. We're very excited.
Nice day and fun festival to be part of.
And if you look closely at the banners by the main stage, you can see it is about a lot more than this music. It's also about food and ideas.
We're learning a lot of stuff here too.
The free event, of course, promotes Chipotle, but organizers hope these people get a wider view and understand more about what they are eating.
I had no idea that there was all that ingredients in just a sesame seed bun from a fast food restaurant. And I can't pronounce half of those things.
You get a stamp in your program at page 1.
People who visit enough of these educational exhibits will get a free burrito voucher.
So you get to learn and you get free food.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
They can walk through this trailer to learn more about the handling of hogs in food production. And over here, the topic is genetically modified organisms, or GMOs.
My toes kind of curled because there's a couple of items on the board I've already fed my child.
With a ping pong ball, they can vote on what concerns them most about GMOs.
The way that they made the interactive exhibits to learn about it, instead of just handing you a piece of paper with the statistics, this makes it really sit at home and you remember it.
It's awesome. We didn't realize how much activities for kids they were gonna have.
Over in the kids zone, youngsters design t-shirts and get a take-home project.
You'll have a pot with a soil disc, and then you add water. We're just really trying to teach them where their food comes from and how to grow it themselves, and cooking with whole, fresh ingredients. Like that, and you can plant the seeds.
Oh, perfect.
It's just a really cool experience for them.
So I got the squid. So you can use squid or cuttlefish.
Top Chef champ Paul Quee led off a lineup of celebrity chef demonstrations for a crowd.
You don't want to eat its face. So I'm gonna put that back in the bowl.
What we have is honeycomb on top, this is the food, and this is the brood.
Then in this tent, Texas-based vendors could talk to customers one-on-one. The Texas Honeybee Guild wants people to know all that bees do.
I mean, when they're teenagers, they make wax, right from their little abdomens.
The hope is that people will develop appreciation for the work that goes into making honey.
We just want to get closer to them and have people just understand the wonder and the mystique and the loveliness of protecting this fragile natural resource.
We have salted caramel chocolate chip.
In addition to sporting snazzy hats, Paul Wackham has built a locally based cookie business.
Local's an awesome thing.
He says more customers are paying attention to how and where their food is made.
Every day we talk to people who are trying to understand what sustainable food is about.
I'm looking for Sweet Nana here to describe where's that.
I am Sweet Nana.
It's all gourmet granola.
It has organic coconut oil, organic coconut water, fresh ground flaxseed. It's all natural, pure deliciousness.
This is a cheese made from raw cow milk.
Mark Keel is part of a 500-acre farming and craft community in Waco.
We have the only underground cheese cave in Texas, so you can come and see that.
It's not only about regional food.
We have Texas toffee.
And paleo cinnamon buns.
There are plenty of local choices for those ready for a drink.
Everything you're tasting in the beer is coming out of the ground.
Texas has a lot to offer as far as our soil goes.
Times 10 Cellars offers a wine called the Texas Trio.
It's a blend of Grenache, Syrah, and, excuse my French, but Mauveled.
So clearly the focus is not on French. Here, it's about local sourcing.
Fresh is always better.
There are also other ways businesses promote sustainability.
And the first paper bottle to ever launch with wine in it.
This is another one of these great events. We love it because it's food, we love it because it's music, it's very family friendly, it takes advantage of this great location on the lakefront.
Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director Maura Gass says it's a huge weekend for Irving. This festival is at one end of the lake.
And then at the other end of Las Colinas Boulevard at the Convention Center, we've got Dallas Comic Con Fan Days going on, and they're expecting about 10,000 people there over the course of the weekend. We're going to see tangible business returns, but we have intangibles from people coming here and having a really good experience. And if they've never been to Irving before, they get exposed to the city looking great.
Chipotle has held Cultivate festivals in 2 other cities this year. This is the first time ever in Irving.
There's good beer, good food, good music.
There are plenty of social media moments and food samples to share as the Cultivate Festival cultivates memories as well.
I'm here with my girls, having a beer and a taco. Doesn't get much better than that.
Chipotle declined to release attendance numbers for that event. By the way, we are at another restaurant finding out where the mayor got her start. That's coming up later. Irving's newest playground is set to open. Victoria Park's aging playground was torn out and is being replaced with equipment considered safer and more accessible. Students at neighboring Townsville Elementary School helped provide ideas to the design team. The dedication is set for Thursday, November 6th at 10 a.m. A performance from the school choir will help mark the opening. That park is located at 3051 West Northgate Drive. Meanwhile, Veterans Memorial Park will be the site of a wreath laying and special Veterans Day program. This is video from previous ceremonies. This year's event will begin next door to the park at the Central Library with speakers and music. It is set for Tuesday, November 11th at 11:30 a.m. This is hosted by Irving's Veterans Memorial Park Committee. It is time for Web Watch, our most popular online videos. And in the top spot, our visit to the new headquarters of Envoy Air.
Sometimes you do have to be in meetings with some of the other departments.
Now we're all integrated.
The company that flies under the American Eagle name located its headquarters in Irving earlier this year. And our story on the first ever Insta-Meet held at sunrise at the Irving Convention Center, because the sun makes for some great shots, as you can see here. Well, that timing drew some comments. Rick Fogarty wrote on YouTube, "I thought about going, but thought it was way too early in the day. Oh, I missed out. This looked like a great event. What a great idea." And from Cynthia Dixon, "This looks like an awesome event. How about one in the evening at sundown? Not all of us are early birders." Cynthia and Rick, thanks for your comments. Maybe try an alarm clock and coffee next time. And rounding out the Web Watch this time, our story on the groundbreaking of the Irving Music Factory. It is now under construction near the Convention Center. We'll check the progress at the end of the show. If you missed any of those stories, find them at ictn.tv. That's also where you can watch us live 24/7. Plus, catch us at youtube.com/The City of Irving. We have more than 1,000 subscribers to our channel. Please comment on our videos because we do always like to hear from you. An Irving restaurant and all of its employees just got honored, and it's for a reason you may not expect. Watch closely, and you will also learn about the mayor's first job.
We are so excited. We look forward to October every year.
October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and it's an opportunity for us to be able to recognize a business hiring people with disabilities.
I'm on the breadsticks.
Put it in the oven. Rufus has been able to bring a lot to our working environment because of his attitude, because of his efficiency.
But I put 4 trays in there because it takes a lot of bread.
His eagerness to work. He was willing to take the bus from Oak Cliff to Irving just to get a job. But he needed the right setting to be able to shine.
I was on a fixed income. I was also getting food stamps and all that. And I didn't want that. I want something better for myself.
But he really made the choice to make a difference.
You listen to him, he sounds like he's really happy here.
So what other things do you do?
Rufus is actually doing tours to some of our work center clients and our employment clients just to show them what it is that he does.
So when he sees that everybody's running, everybody's busy, Mr. Rufus will increase his production to make sure that we have the breadsticks there all the time.
We call it our Citizens Award, and it's an honor for Alex. Beyond just hiring Rufus, he's been a support to our work center for the last 2 years and for our cause.
It's really not about me getting a recognition, it's really about the team. Everybody here working together to support what we are doing and for them to be able to recognize also what diversity is all about.
I've had several jobs. I've never had a boss man like that.
Alex saw in him what he could bring to the table.
Rufus has been able to develop a great attitude in regards of always having a smile, and that's what we love the most about Rufus.
When I get home now, I feel like I'm ready to come back to work because I'm getting paid every week and like the people I work with.
I did get a little bird in my ear said that the mayor used to work here.
This was one of my first jobs when I was a teenager. They had the best cheesecake ever.
Were you a good waitress?
Oh no, I was a horrible waitress. I was a horrible waitress. No stories.
We just want to be able to get the message out to companies that diversity is in.
We have a very diverse city. And a lot of times when we say that word, we always think about ethnic, cultural, religious, but we don't think about other things, such as having members in our city, in our metroplex, with disabilities.
Through DARS and the Citizens Development Center, we are able to provide support to businesses that are looking to hire individuals with disabilities.
We approach them saying, could you provide 8 hours of work for someone doing silverware rolling or task-oriented type work? And every time we've done that, it's turned into 20 hours, 25 hours, and we get that person working.
And they all can contribute and they all have a place, and it's wonderful to see the employers here recognize that and give them a chance.
I want to continue to go be successful and have things in life.
Yeah, good to meet those people there. And the Citizens Development Center, where Rufus got help, is the beneficiary of the Dash for Dignity we showed you a few weeks back. It took place in the Las Colinas Urban Center. Some Irving residents are starting at square one learning Facebook, so they probably don't even know how it feels to get that first like. But soon enough, they will. City Source reporter Bernardo Frias has the story from the Heritage Senior Center.
all my relatives are on it, so I have to get on it.
Charles Mackin may be a little reluctant, but he's logging on to Facebook. There's a big reason why.
If your relatives are scattered all throughout the country, which most of mine are, that's one way to keep up with them.
He's not alone. The Pew Research Center says almost half of adults over 65 are now on social media, and that number is growing.
It's almost like being crippled not to be able to use the social media tools that are out there today.
Yeah, I hear that very important, get in touch with other people.
With social media becoming such an important part of our everyday lives, the Heritage Senior Center is doing its part to keep residents in the know by offering classes free of charge.
Facebook Fundamentals, it's a class designed to be a very hands-on tutorial on how to set up your personal Facebook account.
I need someone to explain some of this stuff to me kind of slow. My kids have tried to teach it, but they do it so fast I can't keep up with them. Maybe that's because they don't want me to know it.
Okay. Stay right there, don't touch it.
Okay.
Recreation Specialist Shayla Huff leads the class and adapts the lessons for people with limited computer experience.
You can be in Canada and you log into a Facebook. If you find a computer and you can get on Facebook, you use that same email and the same password that you use.
Shayla starts with the basics.
We'll make sure that everybody has their email.
And moves up through design and even privacy settings.
When you log on to Facebook, once we adjust our settings, you can make your page as private or as public as you want it to be. You know, there are things to be cautious of, and so we want to definitely give them the opportunity to see how to use Facebook, but how to use it safely. I would just make it to where only my friends can see it, just because you don't want complete strangers looking at stuff that you post.
It's not long before these Facebook newbies are searching for friends and finding people they know.
It brings back old memories, and you know, you kind of get to connect with people that you haven't been connected with in a really long time. And social media can be a great outlet to really stay connected with people and really get to meet people. And so we want to give the seniors here in this community the opportunity to be just as involved and connected to things like that. For the most part, I think Facebook is a safe way to stay connected with people that you aren't in the same town with.
The Heritage Senior Center has also offered classes on Pinterest and will look at other social media classes as interest builds. Bernardo Frias for City Source.
All right, let's head out to the Animal Care campus because it's time for our Pets of the Week.
Hi, my name is Josh, and this is our first Pet of the Week. Our first Pet of the Week is Rocky. He is a 3-month-old Dalmatian mix, a very sweet, very loving boy, gives lots of kisses. Unfortunately, he was surrendered here at the Irving Animal Shelter due to the owners unable to afford the cost of a puppy. If you'd like to adopt Rocky, please stop by the City of Irving Animal Shelter. And our second Pet of the Week is Jess. She's a 9-month-old retriever mix, very loving girl, very friendly. She was found in the streets roaming Irving and looking for a home with you. If you want to adopt Jess, stop by the City of Irving Animal Shelter. And our third Pet of the Week is Joseph. He's a 2-month-old domestic short hair, pure black. He's a very good boy, very sweet little purring machine. He was, however, surrendered to us, the City of Irving Animal Shelter, due to the owners unable to afford the animal. If you'd like to adopt Joseph, please stop by the City of Irving Animal Shelter.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. The Animal Care campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen. As we mentioned earlier, Irving's Victoria Park is getting a big makeover, and we are covering the dedication on the next City Source. Also, we caught up with local students among thousands learning about job opportunities at DFW International Airport. You may be surprised by the variety out there. And we are back at the Heritage Senior Center finding out about a class to support people with Alzheimer's disease as well as their caregivers. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you could always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you with a look at some of the construction in the Las Colinas Urban Center, including the work underway at the site of the planned Irving Music Factory. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.